Today's lesson is at the library. Hi, everybody. My name is Roger.
And I'm Helen.
And today we're going to take a trip to the library and listen in on a conversation or a couple of conversations between Laura and the librarian. Of course, she's going to the library to get a library card, and she also wants to know about lending policies or borrowing books.
Yes, this is going to be an interesting conversation because the process of getting a library card has changed a lot since I got my first library card. Back then, everything was done on paper, and even borrowing books was different because we had to go to the library and wait for the books to be brought to us, and that would take a long time. And now everything has been digitalized, so it's a lot faster and simpler.
Yeah, when I was young, of course, you were issued a card with just your name on it, and if you wanted to borrow a book, you showed the card and they wrote your name down using a pen or something like that. And later on, the cards were plastic and they had the barcode on them. Nowadays, I guess they're all online, or we use apps for library cards, as we're going to find out in today's lesson. So the first part, of course, is all about applying for a library card. It's not actually a physical card, but we'll still call it that. Let's listen to their conversation now. Laura is talking to the librarian.
At the library. 1. Applying for a library card. Laura approaches the librarian at the circulation desk.
Hello, I'd like to apply for a library card. What's the process for that?
First, you'll need to visit the library's homepage and fill out the online application form. You can use this computer to do that.
Okay, great. I'll fill it in now. All right, I'm finished.
Excellent. Now we'll just need to verify your information. Do you have a government-issued identification card?
Yes, here you are.
Very good. Now you can just download the library's app. The app will function as your card, since we don't issue physical cards anymore.
大家好，第一部分我们可以看到名词 circulation， 它的意思是流通、传播，也可以是血液循环。例如 The new coins in that country were taken out of circulation shortly after they were put in. 那个国家的新硬币投入市场后不久就停止流通了。又或者说 Kelly's hands are always cold due to poor circulation. 因为 Kelly 的血液循环不好，所以他的手都是冰的。另外补充这个字的动词 circulate. C-I-R-C-U-L-A-T-E circulate. 意思是流传或是散播。例如Rumors are circulating that the actress is now engaged. 流言盛传那位女演员现在已经订婚。再举一个例子 Someone circulated a rumor that the company was in financial trouble. 有人散布谣言说该公司出现财务问题。接下来我们介绍名词 application. 它指的是申请、应用程式，也可以是用途或是应用。例如 Jason's application to that university was rejected. Jason 申请就读那所大学遭到拒绝了。或者 This new application makes it easy to download music videos. 这款新的应用程式让人轻松下载音乐影片。再举一个例子 Doctors are excited about the possible applications of the new medicine. 医生对于新药的可能应用颇感兴奋。再来我们看到单字 verify. 它是动词，意思是核对、查证或是证明、证实。举例来说 The customer verified his address before booking the hotel room. 客人在订饭店房间前验证了自己的住址。又或者说 Susie had to verify who she was before she could open a bank account. Susie 得证明自己的身份才能开银行账户。另外补充这个字的名词 verification. V-E-R-I-F-I-C-A-T-I-O-N verification. 它有确认或是核实的意思。例如 The application says Jeff has a PhD, but will contact the school for verification. 申請書上說 Jeff 有博士學位，但我們會聯繫該學校做確認。再舉一個例子 New employers need a verification of your work history. 新雇主需要核實你的工作經歷。 接下来我们介绍动词 issue， 它的意思是正式发给或是颁发发布。例如 The government issued William a new passport after his old one expired. William 的旧护照过期了，所以政府核发一本新的给他。又或者说 The politician issued a statement conceding defeat. 那名政治人物发表了承认败选的声明。另外这个字也可以当作名词，意思是问题或是议题。举例来说 If you're experiencing issues with your computer, give us a call. 如果你的电脑遇到问题，请打电话给我们。
So in the first part, which is titled Applying for a Library Card, Laura approaches the librarian at the circulation desk. So the word circulation refers to the process by which something passes from one person to another. So you can talk about the circulation of money because as people spend money, money gets passed around from one person to another. In libraries, books get passed around from one person to another, and that's why we have a circulation desk.
Now, Laura begins the conversation. She says, "Hello, I'd like to apply for a library card. What's the process for that? Or what's the procedure for applying for a library card? What do I need to do? Do I need to present some information? Do I need to fill out an application form? Do I need to provide a photograph or something like that? Do I need to give you my fingerprints or whatever?" Yeah, just exactly what do I need to do to get a library card?
So getting a library card isn't so simple. It requires a process. A process has several steps. So the librarian says, first, you'll need to visit the library's homepage and fill out the online application form. So the librarian is telling Laura to go onto the library's website or the homepage of the website, and there Laura has to fill out an application form. Application means to apply for something, or it's the noun form of to apply when you want something like a service or you want to get a job. Then you have to apply for it, and often you'll be asked to fill out an application form for a job, for a library card, for membership to a gym. These all require application forms.
Or if you want to apply to a university, you'll probably need to fill out an application form. We do use the verb phrase fill out quite often when we talk about an application form. Some people say fill in, but I prefer to say fill out. You fill out the form and you fill in each line with the specific information, your name, your ID number, your address, etc., etc. You fill in those blanks, but you fill out the application form. Application, of course, is the process of requesting something, like to be accepted at the gym, as you mentioned, Helen, or to get into university, or as in this case, to get a library card. And so that's what the librarian says. Yes, you need to fill out the online application form. You can use this computer to do that. So they have a computer for her to use. It's available. All she has to do is find the library's homepage and click on the icon for the application form, and then she types in the information using the keyboard.
And Laura says, "Okay, great. I'll fill it in now. All right, I'm finished." So Laura says, "I'll fill it in," meaning she will fill in the blanks of the application form. And after a while, she has filled in the blanks now. She says, "All right, I'm finished." And the librarian replies, "Excellent. Now I'll just need to verify your information." To verify something means to check whether that thing is true or correct, or you need to prove that it's true or correct. So the librarian wants to check whether this person, whose name is Laura, is actually Laura. And the librarian asks, "Do you have a government-issued identification card?"
Indeed, so that's one way to verify the information. Of course, she filled out the online application application form. She gave all her information, her name, her ID number, her address, etc., etc. Maybe her educational history, maybe her blood type, her eye color, etc., etc. And now the librarian needs to confirm that information or to verify that information. And one way to do that is to see Laura's ID card. It has to be a government-issued identification card, which means it can't be issued by somebody else, by a private firm or something like that. It needs to be an official government document. And of course, people here in Taiwan do have their national IDs. And we foreigners also have our ARC cards, our alien resident certificates. And those, of course, are government-issued identification cards. If something's issued, it is offered by somebody, it is published, it is released. And in this particular case, the government gives you this identification card. There's a procedure you need to follow in order to get your ID card. Identification is just the process of telling someone who you are. You need to identify yourself. Tell me who you are, what's your name, what's your social security number, stuff like that.
Yes, or somebody might ask you, do you have any identification, which means do you have something that can prove your identity, prove who you are? And in the United States, we often use our driver's licenses as our identification because the driver's license contains our photo and also our name and vital statistics, height, hair color, eye color, and so on.
Right, so he needs to verify her information, so she provides her government-issued ID card, and she says, yes, here you are. Here is my government-issued identification card. And so the librarian needs to verify the information. He takes a look at it. He looks at the card. He looks at the computer screen just to make sure the information all matches. And then he says, very good. Now you can just download the library's app. App, of course, is short for application. I know here in Taiwan, you tend to say APP. If you're talking to foreigners, you probably better say app.
Yes, and the librarian says the app will function as your card since we don't issue physical cards anymore. So the librarian is saying whenever you need to borrow a book, then just open your app and there your library card will be because we don't give out physical cards anymore because everything now is digitalized. A physical card is a card that you can hold in your hand, that you can touch. That's what physical means. And that is the opposite of a digital card. A digital card is something that you can show that's in your smartphone or in your computer.
Exactly. So here, of course, you won't get a physical card. It will be electronic and it will be represented by an app on her phone. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first conversation for today. Let's move on now to the second conversation. And Laura is asking about the lending policies. Let's listen.
2. Asking about the lending policies. Laura asks the librarian for more information.
So, how exactly do I use the app to check out books?
You can just use the barcode on the app.
Got it. Are there any limitations on the number of books I can check out?
Yes, the maximum you can check out at once is 25. Also, you must return any you check out within 30 days. Otherwise, your card will be suspended and you won't be able to borrow anything else until any late fees have been paid.
Understood. And do I just return the books here?
Yes, you can return them here at the circulation desk or by putting them in the book drop at this or any other branch.
So in this section, Laura is asking about the lending policies of the library, and she asks the librarian for more information regarding this. Laura says, so how exactly do I use the app to check out books. To check out books means to borrow books from a library. And the librarian says you can just use the barcode on the app.
So you open the app and then you present the app to the librarian and they will scan that barcode and then you're good to go. Now here Laura says, got it, I understand. And she's got another question here. Are there any limitations on the number of books I can check out? Some libraries have a limitation on the number of books or CDs or magazines that you can check out. And yes, indeed, they don't want to let people take too many things. I think when I was in school, the limit was maybe 2 or 5, but that was a long time ago. I guess the limit or the limitation is much higher now.
Yes, because the librarian says the maximum you can check out at once is 25. Now, the maximum is the largest number. So the largest number that you can check out at one time or at once is 25 books, which is quite a lot of books. You can hardly even carry all of that at one time. But anyway, the librarian says also you must return any you check out within 30 days. So you can't keep those books for longer than 30 days. Otherwise, your card will be suspended and you won't be able to borrow anything else until any late fees have been paid.
Now, the verb to suspend usually means something is held up in the air and it just stays there. Like UFOs sometimes suspend in the air. They kind of hover in the air. They stay in the air there. But in this particular case, it just means your card will be invalid even though you still have it. We're not going to take it away from you, but it will not be effective temporarily. You need to do some things in order to start using your card again. So your card will be suspended. This could happen, for example, if you get caught by the police for speeding or running a red light or whatever. Your license may be suspended. You still have the license, but you just can't use it.
Yes, and Laura says understood. That's another way of saying I understand. So she says understood. And do I just return the books here? And the librarian says, yes, you can return them here at the circulation desk or by putting them in the book drop at this or any other branch. So there are two places where borrowers can return books. One is at the circulation desk, which is where Laura is. Another is at the book drop. And these places are usually outside of the library or closer to the entrance. So if you don't have time to go in and get in line at the circulation desk, or if you're passing by in a car, then you can just drop those books at the book drop, which could be some kind of container or some kind of desk or window where they accept returned books.
Right. When I grew up, of course, libraries were individual buildings, so you could do that. You could pull up on the curb and walk over and drop the books off in the book drop. But here in lovely Taipei, our library is actually on the 7th floor of a building. So if I want to return checked out books, I actually have to park first, and then I have to go up in the elevator and then return the book there. Although I believe they have a book drop on the 1st floor. I'm not quite sure, but I believe the last time I returned a book to the library was by going up to the 7th floor and returning the book there. And that's what is called a book drop. And I suppose you can return other items there as well, like magazines or CDs or things like that. Okay, that brings us to the end of our discussion for today. Let's listen now to our Chinese teacher, Hanny.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。在课文第2部分的对话里，有一句写到 Otherwise, your card will be suspended and you won't be able to borrow anything else until any late fees have been paid. 好，这边我们是要介绍 until 的用法。until 它表示直到，直到什么什么为止。那它可以当介系词，后面就是接表示时间的名词。那 until 也可以当连接词，后面就是接子句。现在我们用 not 点点点去搭配 until 点点点，则是表达直到什么什么才开始怎么样，用来只说情况是一直到某个时间点后才改变。就像我们文中它用 not 搭配 until 接子句 You won't be able to borrow anything else until any late fees have been paid， 意思就是直到逾期费用付清，你才能借阅其他东西。好，那我们也造个例句 He didn't text me back until the next day. 直到隔天他才回我讯息。好，补充一下，现在如果我们把 not until 移到句首的话，这时候主要子句就必须倒装咯。也就是说，我们要把 be 动词或者是助动词摆在主词前面，那这个句型就会是 not until 去接表示时间点的名词或子句，然后后面就是要接一个倒装的主要子句咯，它就会是 be 动词加主词，或者是助动词加主词加动词的结构。那我们造两组例句。He didn't get off work until 9 p.m. 我们现在把 not until 9 p.m. 移到句首，就会写作 Not until 9 p.m. did he get off work. 直到晚上9点他才下班。我们把助动词 did 摆在主词 he 的前面，形成倒装。You cannot watch TV until you finish your homework.那现在把 not until you finish your homework 移到句首，我们句子会写作 Not until you finish your homework can you watch TV. 直到你把功课写完才能看电视。这时候我们把助动词 can 移到 you 主词的前方咯，然后形成倒装。好，另外文中他写到 Your card will be suspended. 你的借阅证将会被停权。那么动词 suspend 在这里是指说使暂停使用，使暂时停权，它也有暂停暂缓的意思。那我们来补充一下它的字首字根。好，首先看到 pend、pens、pond 这一类字根，它就有悬挂啊、估量、权衡的意思。在 suspend 这个字当中，它的字首 sus 是来自 sub 表示下方， pend 这个字根表示悬挂。那悬挂在下方应该可以联想到 suspend 它有悬吊、悬挂的意思。还有啊，悬在那一边应该也很容易联想到 suspend 它有那种暂停、使终止的意思。好，我们顺便补充两个有这一类字根的单字。第一个是 expense， 它的字首 ex 表示向外， pense 表示权衡或是支付。那我们去衡量估算要向外对外付出去的钱，应该可以联想到 expense 它有花费啊、开销、支出的意思了。第二个补充的是 dispense， 它的字首 dis 表示分开， pense 表示估量。那当我们仔细估算好数量，然后再分开发送出去，这边应该就可以联想到说 dispense 它有分配、分发的意思了。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天单字吧。
Circulation. The book was removed from circulation because it was rarely checked out. Application.The art club is now accepting membership applications for next semester. Issue. A new stamp was recently issued in honor of the late president. Identification. The bank requires you to show identification to withdraw cash. Maximum. The students were given a maximum of 60 minutes to complete the test. Suspend. Marta's phone service was suspended when she forgot to pay her
bill.Well, everyone, today's article has come to an end, and I sure hope you enjoy reading along with us. I am Helen.
I am Roger.
See you next time.